team showed a lot of maturity and growth today. We shot 34% from the field, 14% from three against a very stingy 2-3 zone. I thought Robert Morris really did a great job defensively. But for us to still score 72 points and win that game, I think we're getting better defensively. I thought that was a total team win, and I think it's shown some maturity and growth in our team to win that game. It was a really hard-fought battle. I thought the kids on both teams were really just going at each other and playing really hard, so I thought it was a really good college basketball game.
You didn't get a great game, you say shooting-wise on your guard, but your big man and Eric James came off the bench really provided you guys a big score.
Yeah, Robert Morris was guarding three-point line extremely hard with Derek and Micah. So we knew we weren't going to win the game that way. It's the same thing they did last year. But what was impressive is our tenacity and our relentlessness on the offensive glass. Like, we didn't talk at all about shot making going into this game. We just talked about offensive rebound. We call it tailbacking, just to use a football term. But you can't control if the ball goes in on a shot, but you can control your effort to go to the offensive glass. And I thought our guys did a great job on that, and we just constantly kept putting pressure on them that way.
This is the second time in the past 3 games here, also including the St. Francis game, where you guys were kind of limited from beyond the arc. Are you guys kind of at the point now where you think there are going to be quite a few games like this where teams just key in so much on preventing you off from making threes, where you kind of
like wouldn't you? You've seen us enough. That's what every team's going to do. That's what every team has tried to do. Certain teams can do it better than others. But I think we've shown growth. Like, we've won games now not shooting threes. We've won games because we defended. We've won games because we played inside out. We've won games because we've gotten to the foul line, which I said to the team, it's starting to show a growth of this team. This team is starting to develop into a team that can win in different ways. So hopefully that, like I said, these wins, I think you grow and you learn a lot more from a win like this than you do if we made 23s against the zone or whatever.
Coach, second time you played Elijah last year, 23 points. How have you seen him kind of improve from when you guys faced him last year?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's playing with great confidence. He's shooting the ball significantly more confidently and freely. He's very aggressive to shoot threes. And, you play him at the 4 or the 5. That's a tough matchup, especially for our forwards. We're bigger. And, again, the only reason I say that, I coached in the NEC, so the forwards usually a little bit more smaller and a little bit more versatile. And they sometimes give bigger teams, and that's what my teams at LIU did. We'd spread those bigs out on other opponents, and that's a weapon that they have with Elijah. He played very well. I thought he made a huge basket. The most impressive one, I thought, was the one he made, that reverse when he drove it. That was a heck of a basket at a big point.
When you saw Jeremiah go down there in the first half, in a situation like that where you're down the senior leader, how much confidence do you have in a guy like Eric to be able to go in there and really not only keep things stable, but to even kind of kick it up?
Yeah, I think last year we might have lost that game if something like that had happened, a situation like that, because our bench play was so young, where Eric's had a really good start of the season for us, so it was no hesitation, and I thought Eric did a fantastic job. I think everybody did. We all had to make up for a lot. Like, at halftime, my message to the team was, Jeremiah is our leader. He's our vocal leader defensively. Like, who's going to take on that role now? Because we were going to miss him defensively. And I thought he came out playing so aggressively to start the game. You could tell Jeremiah was driven. So it's unfortunate. I really do not know where it's at right now. Doc's meeting with him now. We'll meet with him again tomorrow. As soon as we know more, we'll let everybody know. Knock on wood. Hopefully it's not too serious, but we just don't know at this point. It's his knee. Something with his knee. Yeah, I didn't even see it happen. Really, I don't think it was a contact injury. So I'm not sure.
What did the ref say to you with the whole technical foul conversation with assessing Nakai with the foul on that play?
Yeah, they came out of it and they called it a double technical. And he said Nakai walked into the young man's space and the guy pushed him. So that was their explanation for a double technical. So I coach guys, I don't officiate, although I know sometimes it looks like I try to. Hey, listen, that was a tough game. Those guys, those officials in a physical game like that, there's a lot going on. So,
Coach, is this win a little extra special for you just because it's Robert Morris, Inner City type of game? Get a little bragging rights on your side?
I know you guys want me to say yeah, but I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. It was the next game on our schedule. And don't take it the wrong way. I have ultimate respect for Robert Morris. The battles I have had with them personally, competing for championships when I was at LIU. Great respect for Andy. I've known Andy forever, since he's been 16 years old. I think what he's doing is phenomenal. Those kids I have great respect for. But really, guys, it got us to 10-2. And we're going to have a couple days off, and then we're going to focus on Georgia Tech. I know the fans might feel differently, and they should. That's great. But for us, it's more about, it was a good win, a hard-fought win.
For guys like Derek and Jeremiah, who are in their fourth season there, who have been, who previously lost 3 games, to a team that's 20 miles away. I mean, what does a win like this mean for them?
Just that we've gotten better. I mean, what does the win over St. Francis mean? What does the win over Penn State mean? What does the win over New Orleans mean? Like, each year's so different, guys. When they first got here, we couldn't beat anybody. The program was so down. And the next year, they're sophomore. We just look at it. I know we try to build on years, on you haven't won this in 5 years, or you've won this in 5 years. Each season's so different, and each team is so different. So, I mean, for these guys, it's more about their goal to have a winning season and compete and try to win and, compete in the Atlantic 10. That's the big picture. That's the goal, was to make a run in the Atlantic 10. Now, obviously, you'd rather beat Robert Morris than lose to him. There's no doubt. You know what I mean? But just like we'd rather beat Pitt, just like I said to you guys after the Pitt game, that wasn't going to dictate our season, the Pitt game, and really nor is this Robert Morris win going to really dictate much except for tonight's win.
If you were told before the game that you guys would shoot 4 points, 7 from 3, and you would lose one of your best players 6 minutes into the game, with that doing the box score order, knowing how Robert Morris did, just given those kind of things, would you have thought you guys would have won this game?
I thought it would have been a hard game, like it was. I thought it was. But again, we talk more about, offensive rebounding, which we did a great job of. I think our guys really did a good job defensively. We played really well defensively. We held them 37% from the field. We did a really good job defensively. But I think if you would have told me that scenario, I would have told you, yes, it was going to be a hard game to win, which it was, very much so. And you got to credit them. I thought they did a fantastic job defensively as well.
Coach, the way you won this game, using your forwards, a lot of offensive rebounds, what does that do for their confidence as a group? I mean, you could go down the list here and talk about all those guys. What does that do for them and their confidence going forward, especially with conference schedules?
Oh, I hope a lot, for them individually, and now for us as a team moving on. Every game's a different story. We're going to be in, I don't know how many games we got left, but every game we're going to be in situations, and there's going to be adversity. This game will allow us to reach back to certain things and say, hey, remember this scenario and this situation, how we dealt with adversity or whatever it may be, just like some other games will be. So hopefully we'll be able to build confidence on this. And, with a younger group, forwards are still a little bit younger, understanding the offensive rebounding aspect of it. Same thing with St. Francis. We had 2 huge tailback, we call them offensive rebounds. LG had a big one on a free throw. Ty had a big one. In the end, those were the deciding factors of us winning the game. Us getting 21 free throws today, 21 offensive rebounds today was vital in us winning. So hopefully now we will attack the offensive glass this way every game, but hopefully still shoot 45%, and then you get, high percentage of your misses back. You'll be a tough team to beat. Thanks, guys.